Welcome to Bears in Exile. Today is Monday, May the 6th, and this is a quick hit on the indexes. Starting off with the Dow, and the Dow was down 5 points today, a big nothing day, but there is still quite a bit to look at. For one, we have a spinning top not at the top of a possible range, so it doesn't really matter. The Bulls were really able to hold on to the big gains from Friday. And what do we have to work with? Well, we have some interesting data. We have broken this high on the MACD histogram and pointing up on the MACD still at this time. So, the attempt is being made to undo some of this negative divergence. Obviously, of course, it has not undone all of this, but it has busted the smallest one, which is fairly interesting. Beyond that, pretty darn high on the stochastics, trying to tick down on the CCI, tick down on the RSI, and the 14-day RSI moving average, a tick sideways from Friday. Overall, not too much to work with, but there will be more. Going to the 60-minute time frame just to see how it's doing. And you could look at this and say, oh, well, this is a flag pattern, or this is a stair-step pattern, both of which could be valid, completely valid. We did test and get rejection at the major price consensus level, exactly where it went to before it backed away. And beyond that, do we look pretty toppy in the 60-minute? Yes, we do. MACD histogram slanting down, MACD going down, bearish cross, down on the RSI, down on the CCI, down on the stochastics. Only the 14-day RSI moving average is still pointing up. Now here's where it is tricky. The 14-day RSI moving average is pointing up, which means the move down on everything else could be muted so long as it continues to point up. The reason why this is tricky is we already had significant movement down, although it did snap back on the fast stochastic. We've already had significant down on the MACD histogram, and price really has not budged. Why is this tricky? Because potentially we could have a move all the way down on everything and the price does not budge, at which time it would turn around and move up to join the 14-day at the top, and that would be a powerful move. So not saying that that is what's going to happen, it's just a possibility. And if it continues doing what it's doing at the moment, actually wouldn't be too far off. So just something to be aware of, maybe concerned about. I don't know why this is locked up. Okay, moving on to SPX. And the SPX was up 3 points. Very strange that this would be up and the Dow would not, but it is what it is. Today, making a new high. It didn't close at that high, but it did make a new high, and it made a new closing high as well. This one, it does look better than the Dow. CCI going sideways high. Stochastics locked high. 14-day RSI moving average pointing up. A slight tick down on the RSI, moving up on the MACD and the MACD histogram. This one definitely looks like it could have some legs. So, very different than the Dow. I don't think there's any real need to rehash the 60. I'll just take a quick peek. And yeah, it's the same as the Dow. No need to rehash. So, Dow, questionable. SPX, looking decent. Going on to the VIX. Looking for a tell. And do we have one? I think we do. The daily on the VIX doesn't look very good. Down on the MACD histogram, down on the MACD. Up on the RSI, it's not under 30. Down on both the stochastics, down on the 14-day RSI moving average, and down on the actually sideways on the CCI, pretty low. What is telling about this? Well, let's see if I can get this thing to, there we go, a little bit better. We have a bearish engulfing on the VIX. This is not good. Closed at the lows of the day. It's down after hours. And what did we say back here? If we were to break the major price consensus level of the previous month right here, we'd be going down for a refill of this partial gap fill that was never filled in completely. And where did we go today? The low of today, the close of today, was the beginning of that gap fill. It only needs a few cents to take care of this, but nonetheless, it only makes sense that it will at this point. Obviously, if it goes down some more on the VIX, it's good for the overall market. Maybe our tell that SPX, as a matter of fact, looks better than it already does. Does that mean that we will be going down and testing the previous lows? It is entirely possible we close below the lower price consensus level of the current month, which is bearish. And like I was saying, most things are still pointing down. Just a couple of little tiny bounces on CCI and RSI. Going on to IWM, small caps. And small caps are doing good. Small caps are doing good, making another new high today, closing higher than Friday, of course. It is a fat body spinning top. It is getting close to the upper Bollinger Band, but it is above the upper price consensus level for the current month. It is now closed above the upper price consensus level for last month, both of which are bullish signs. Beyond that, MACD histogram going on up. 14-day RSI moving average going on up, plenty of room to move. Stochastics going up, CCI holding high, only the RSI getting a small downtick. But very nice movement, and bulls seeing new, really good highs. I'm sure that they're not overly bothered by that. And last but not least, SPY. For our volume information. And I was telling you on Friday we were in danger of going to 5 greens, and if we did, the bears would just be dumbfounded by the ability to inflict damage to them. Today you can see, of course, this making a new high as well, SPY. The chart looks pretty darn good, similar to IWM. And if we look at the volume information, we can see that, oh yes, we're in major trouble with the volume price trend for going positive, in which case we will have 5 greens. And everything is ticking up today. There is, even though volume was light today, the trend in volume definitely is positive. 4 greens, but 2 of which are majors. So we should have a good tell when it decides to turn, but that time is not right now. And there it is. As always, all investing decisions are your own. This chart and video for entertainment, educational, and consumption of time purposes only. Thank you very much.